Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss what is overriding in Python. Overriding is a concept which is happening when inheritance is implemented. So in inheritance, normally a class inherits the properties and behavior of another class. The class from which we are inheriting is called parent class and the newly created class is called child class. So by inheritance, all the attributes and methods of the parent class will become the member of child class too. Now in this scenario, suppose if the parent class and child class both have a method with same name, signature and return type, then that situation is called overriding. Why it is called overriding? In this scenario, whenever you are calling the method which is overridden, that means which is available in both parent class and child class, by using the child class object, always the child class copy of that method will be executed. That means it will override the copy of the parent class, or the child class copy hides the parent class. So this is what called as overriding. So overriding is making the parent class method in unexecutable always. So let us see a sample. Let me create a class, for example vehicle. Now in this vehicle class, let us have two variables. So one is name of the vehicle, another one is the register number of the vehicle. If you want to create instance variables in Python, they should be created within the init method. So let me have an init method here. So double underscore init, double underscore self. Here let me create two variables. One is self dot name of the vehicle and second one is self dot register number of the vehicle. Now corresponding to the name, let me create one parameter for this init method, that is n, and corresponding to register number, let me create one parameter r. Now the value of n is assigned to name and value of r is assigned to register number. Now here the method or init method is created. Now let me create one more method, def show details. This show details is going to print the current value of the name and register number. So print name of the vehicle, and it is printing self dot name. Like that, it's printing the register number of the vehicle. So register number, then it is self dot register number. Now this class vehicle is having one init method with two parameters n and r and two instance variables name and register number, and one definition or one method with the name show details, and it is printing the values of instance variables. Now let me create a child class for this parent class vehicle. That means I am going to create a child class from the class vehicle. So vehicle is now acting as the parent class. So what's the syntax of creating the child class? Class keyword, then name of the class, for example car, then within set of parentheses mention the name of the parent class, so vehicle, then colon. Now in this child class, let me create two variables or instance variables which are specific to the child class. So let me create init method. So def double underscore init double underscore of self. Then here I am going to create two instance variables. One is self dot type of the car. The next one is self dot brand, the brand of the car. Now corresponding to this type and brand, let me have two parameters here in the car init method. One is t, another one is b. Now the value of t is assigned to type and value of b is assigned to brand, right? So now this is the init method and with two instance variables for the class car. Now let me create one method for this car class also. So def show details. Now this show details will print the current value of the type and brand. So print type of the car colon then self dot type. Like that, it is printing the brand also. So brand, right? It is self dot brand. Now both the classes are completed. So the vehicle class has a init method and it has two instance variables and one show details method. And from that, car class is inherited and car class has its own init method and with two instance variables and one show details with its own content. Now if you are noticing it, you can see two init methods of same signature. That means name is same, then number of parameters is also same, n and r here. Here actually T and B, right? Two instance variables here. Like that, show details is actually just similar to show details available in the child class. Now let me create two objects corresponding to the parent and child. So let me create a class or object B for vehicle. And when you're calling vehicle, you have to pass the parameters corresponding to name and register number, because the init method of the parent class actually takes two parameters, name of the car or name of the vehicle and register number. So name of the vehicle, let us assume that it is car. Then register number of the vehicle is, for example, 2 3 4 5. So this is the first object created. Vehicle object is created with its own data members. Now next is the car class. It's a child class is created or child class object is created. So C is the object of the car class and equal to, then name of the class is car, right? Then this car is taking two parameters. One is type of the car, second one is the brand of the car. So let me assume the type of the car is for example sedan, and brand of the car is actually Hyundai. Now both the objects are created and initialized with the values. Now let us call show details by using the object of the child class. By inheritance, the parent class methods are becoming the members of the child class. So I am creating object, I have object for this child class and I am calling show details with child class object. So C dot show details. Now let us check which copy of the show details is getting executed, because we have a copy here. Show details is available in parent class as well as in child class and with same signature and same name. Now let us check which copy of the show details is actually executed when it is called. Now if you notice it, you can see that the child class copy of the show details is called because it's printing the type of the car and the brand of the car. So parent class copy of that same method show details is completely hidden and is overridden by child class copy. But then how to make the parent class copy of that same method is also called? We have provision. What is the provision is, we can call the init method of the parent class within the init method of the child class. How can I access the init method of the parent class within child class is actually using super keyword or super function. So super, then set of parenthesis dot, then you can provide you can call double underscore init. So double underscore init double underscore then self comma nr, right? Here I want to pass two values because the parent class constructor takes two parameters. When I call that, I have to pass the arguments corresponding to it. Let me assume that I have two parameters x and y, or I am passing two arguments x and y, right? Now what can be done is, this x and y are to be passed as the parameters when you are calling the parent class constructor or parent class init method. But where from this x and y are coming? This x and y should come as the arguments when your child class constructor is called, because at the friend, right, only the child class constructor is called. When you are calling the child class constructor, you have to pass the arguments corresponding to the parent class constructor also. So the x and y are corresponding to this n and r, then this t and b are corresponding to this type and brand. right? Now let me change the code a little bit. Instead of having a separate object for my parent class, what I do is I am having this parameters or arguments of this vehicle class passed to the child class constructor. So car, then comma, then the register number is 2345. Now I am passing the parameters or arguments corresponding to the parent class constructor when I am calling the child class constructor, right? Now, so this is what happening. So parent class takes two parameters and child class takes two parameters. Now since I am calling the parent class constructor in the child class constructor, I am passing the arguments of the parent class constructor when I am calling the child class constructor also. So here what will happen is this car and 2345 will be that they will be stored into x and y respectively, and they will be used to call the parent class constructor in it, right? And there it will be copying this x will be copied into this n and y will be copied into this r. That means this car will be copied into this n and 2345 will be copied into this r. From there it will be copied into name and register number, right? So now the base class constructor is called within the child class constructor by using super keyword. Now next thing is we have a method called show details. So show details is available both in child class as well as in parent class. Now let me call the child class constructor with child class object. But by default, by overriding, only the child class copy of the parent of your child class copy of that method will be called. But I want to make the parent class copy also be called. In that case, what can I do is within the child class copy of the constructor, I can call the parent class copy also by using super. So super dot then show details. So when the child class copy of the constructor is called, immediately the control will move to the parent class copy of the constructor or that method, right? When child class copy of that method is called, then it will transfer the control to the parent class copy of the same method. Now it will go back to parent class copy, that is show details of the parent class, and it will print the name and register number of the vehicle. After that, it will come back to its own definition. Then it will print the type of the car, that is for example sedan, and the brand of the car, for example Hyundai. Now I don't need, or I am not in need of this parent class object because my parent class constructor or init method is called within by the child class constructor itself, right? Now let us check. So if you see, you can notice that parent class constructor is called and was initialized with the parent class data members, and when I call show details from the child class by using super keyword, it is printing the child class parent class content, that means name of the vehicle car and register number 2345. Then it is printing its own content also, type of the car sedan and brand is Hyundai. So what is overriding? Overriding is actually it's a concept happens or it is a scenario happens when parent class and child class has a method with same name, signature and return type. In that case, always the child class copy of that method will be invoked and parent class copy of that method will be just hidden by the child class copy. In such cases, we can make, and that is called overriding. And in such cases, we can make the parent class copy also getting executed by calling that within child class copy, right? By using super keyword. So that is what we discussed. So I hope that you understood the program and logic concept, and let us meet in another video with another topic, and happy programming. Thank you.